Yeah, so welcome to this episode of the Speak Easy Cafe. I am Janelle Anderson, your host. I am going to start my live stream and then we'll get going. Here it is. Hopefully it'll work. All right, so welcome everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are coming from. You've got a killer workshop idea, amazing content, and a powerful transformation to offer. But what happens when no one's clicking to come in? The theme this month is all about getting people to your event. Marketing like a pro is the theme. And today we're going to be talking about your title and subtitle. It's called Nail It to Name It. Why are people not clicking in? Because your title might not be doing the heavy lifting for you. If your title doesn't stop people from scrolling, they'll never see the brilliance inside your event. So let's fix that today. This is week 2 of our June series. Like I said, market your event like a pro, and we're going to talk about title and subtitle, which are very important. And sometimes I think we think it's, what's that? It's just title and subtitle, but it is the initial thing that people see when they're looking at your landing page or your post on social media or your email subject line, however you're promoting, right? And they say you have 3 seconds to grab someone's attention to keep them from scrolling or even to see your subject line on your email and decide whether or not they want to open it, right? So a vague, generic title is just not going to cut it. So we're going to talk about that. You need a clear, emotionally charged title that makes your ideal person stop, pay attention, and act, right? Say, "Ooh, I need this. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to open this email. I'm going to come to this event." So today I'm going to share some tips on how to create a really hot topic title that will get people to act, your people to act. So we're just going to break this down into 3 elements of a great title. And this could be for a workshop or a talk, if you're giving a talk somewhere, excuse me. And let me bring my notes over here. So the 3 elements are clarity over cleverness, emotionally charged, and subtitles, because subtitles really seal the deal for you. So let's talk about clarity over cleverness. A lot of us want to create these really fancy titles that mean something to us, but don't necessarily mean anything to anyone else. So we want to skip the puns and the kind of fancy schmancy poetic titles. Clarity wins every time. Simple wins every time. And your title should answer the question, what is this and why should I care? So they need to know right away what it is and how it's going to help them. Now you have a title and you have a subtitle. So we're going to talk about the subtitle in a minute, but the title itself of your workshop or your talk should tell people right away. You shouldn't have to explain what it is. So here's an example of one that's not clear. Step into your power. Okay, what is that? Is that a talk? Is that a workshop? Is that a blog? Is that a course? What is that, right? So, and what is it really about? Step into your power. Is it about speaking? Is it about applying for jobs, asking for promotions? I mean, it could be a lot of things about stepping into your power. But let's say that you teach people how to get on camera with confidence. A better title instead of step into your power, which doesn't tell anybody about being on camera. Instead, you choose a title that says speak with confidence on camera, even if you hate being seen. That's so much clearer. You see how that will grab that attention of the person that you want in the room? You want people in the room that are struggling with having confidence to be on camera. So you speak to that. It's very simple language. There's an action word at the beginning. And in parentheses, even if you hate being seen, is a little qualifier that speaks to the challenge they might be having, the pain point. And the first part really speaks to the result. Speak with confidence on camera. And then the pain point, even if you hate being seen. And it's very easy to understand, very easy to read. It's clear. That's what will grab people's attention. So it needs to be, of course, focused towards your audience that you want there. And we talked about that last week. And it tells them what it is and why they should care. The second element of a really hot title is it needs to be emotionally charged. You need to speak to a pain point or a desired outcome, which that example does, right? What will they get from coming? And think about what their pain points might be. What are they frustrated with around this topic? What do they secretly wish was easier? People want things that are easy and fast. Even though we know that what we're teaching is not necessarily easy and fast, but people want it to feel that way. If the title says something like learn or build or work on, like words that give the picture of having to work on something, it doesn't have the same effect as, just straight to the result. You're going to speak with confidence on camera. Get clients from your next workshop without feeling salesy. That's speaking to the pain point of a block a lot of people have about selling. And it also speaks to a result. Get clients, right, from your next workshop. Easy, fast. And what you're teaching, you're not lying, because what you're teaching will, if they take it and use it, it's very possible for them to get clients from the next workshop. I've seen it. Doesn't mean you're guaranteeing it, but you're offering a solution to a problem of getting clients and doing it without feeling salesy. Another example would be Stop Getting Ghosted, How to Create a Workshop That Converts. These are good titles for what I do, but you get the idea. So Stop Getting Ghosted is speaking to the pain and the problem. And then How to Create a Workshop That Converts. How to is a really good way to start titles for events or even talks, because it's speaking to the result they're going to get out of it. They're going to learn how to do something. Well, you don't want to say learn, but they're going to get that methodology. They're going to see behind the scenes. They're going to get those steps that they don't know right now. Okay, so that has emotion in it because it's speaking to things that will evoke emotions. That feeling of being salesy, there's an emotion there, right? Getting ghosted, there's an emotion there, a frustration of feeling like dejected or rejected or failure, right? You're speaking to an emotion. It's emotionally charged. And then when you're giving the result, it has an emotion to it too. Get clients, How to Create a Workshop That Converts. That can create an emotion of satisfaction and success and excitement. So you want to use really powerful words that are simple and clear, action-oriented, that really help people understand what it is you're offering and how it's going to help them. People are always asking the question, what's in it for me? So you want to answer that. What's in it for you? And then the third element is the subtitle. The subtitles seal the deal. The subtitle really is the promise, and it also can speak to who it's for. It's your chance to explain what they'll learn or what they're going to get from it, what makes this event special. And if your title doesn't say who it's for, the subtitle can go more, like it can give you more details. So think of the formula this way. The title gets attention. Title equals attention. Subtitle equals explanation plus outcome. Even though your title can also speak to results too, but the subtitle gives you more. For example, for my workshop, it's called the Virtual Edge Workshop. That's the title. Now, some of those examples I gave you earlier were a title, could be a title and a subtitle, like Stop Getting Ghosted, How to Create a Workshop That Converts. That's a title and a subtitle. So my title is Virtual Edge Workshop. Everybody knows it's a workshop. It has something to do with virtual edge, getting an edge. And then my subtitle explains it further. 7 steps to stand out and make money with online events. So it's very clear they're going to get a step-by-step process. What's the outcome? What are they going to get? They're going to be able to take this 7-step formula, the 7-step method, and stand out and make money with online events. So it's very specific about how. So this can appeal to anybody wanting to do online events, coaches, consultants, speakers, authors, people that want to get their expertise out there in the world with an online event. And I'm going to give you more examples here in just a little bit. But I want to take a minute here and just invite you to my workshop that I was just talking about, the Virtual Edge Workshop. So if you want help naming, designing, and filling your next virtual event, if you want help putting together the content and the structure and the flow, getting people there, creating the offer, learning all of those things, join me for my workshop. It's coming up on June 17th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We will map out your event step by step, and you'll walk away with a plan that attracts your dream audience, and also how to convert them into paying clients, how to take this workshop and make it like a cash register or the fuel for your financial engine. So I'm going to put the link in the comments here in a bit. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be below the video. It's a free workshop, and you can just go to virtualedgeworkshop.com, register, and we're going to be doing that next week. So let's do a real life example here, a little exercise to try this out together, creating your title and subtitle. So let's say your audience is health coaches who help women with hormone balance in midlife. That's very specific. And instead of balance your hormones naturally, which is an okay title, but it's not super specific, you could say, and it can be, it's okay if your title's really long, it has to be not like a book, but it's okay to be longer in order to really explain clearly what it is. So here's an example of how to change that and make it a lot more exciting, a lot more enticing, and very clear. End the energy crash. The real reason you feel off and how to fix it. Attention grabbing title. Subtitle: a workshop for women 40 plus. Now we know who it's for. To get energy, focus, and mood back naturally. That's very clear. It's long, but it's very clear and way more compelling than just saying balance your hormones naturally. With that one, we don't know who it's for. We don't know the details here. Now we know it's a workshop. We know who it's for, and we get the specifics around what it's about and what they're going to get out of it. They're going to get their energy, focus, and mood back in a natural way. So it's very clear. The people reading that, especially the ideal audience reading that, is not going to wonder, what is this about? Who is it for? What's it going to do for me? So the action step to do this week is to write out 3 different titles and subtitles for your event or talk, one that maybe is coming up soon or one that you're thinking about. Don't overthink it. Just play with some ideas and try this formula: pain point or desire plus specific promise or result. And then drop your best combination of this in my Facebook group. If you're not a member, come join us. It's called Coaches Who Speak. And go in there and say, hey, I was just at the Speak Easy Café. Here's my best attempt at a title and subtitle. What do you think? And I'll give you some feedback. Now, I also want to just run through some really cool examples, and I got a lot of these out of ChatGPT. So go over to ChatGPT and get some help with your title and subtitle. And you can also test your titles and subtitles on, there's lots of sites out there, headline testers, headline analyzers. They are, a lot of times they are more geared towards a headline for an article or a blog, but it'll still give you some really good tips on how strong your headline, your title and subtitle is. And that's something that we do in one of the master classes that I offer for an event I do called the Virtual Events Boot Camp, which is coming up in July. So here's some ideas. Let's say this is for coaches hosting events, which would be my audience. The title, The Client Magnet Workshop, How to Host an Irresistible Virtual Event That Attracts Your Clients Like Crazy. I might use that one. Or here's a title, Workshop to Wealth, Design, Promise, and Deliver an Online Workshop That Leads Straight to Sales. These are good. Let's say your audience, it's more of personal growth, confidence, speaking, things like that. Could be like, speak up and shine, find your voice, share your story, and step into the spotlight with confidence. Or one I've used before, unleash your story, discover the hidden stories in your life that inspire, connect, and convert. Doesn't say who it's for, so if I read that, it could be for anybody trying to really learn how to tell their story. If I was doing that, I'd probably say discover the hidden stories in your life that inspire, connect, and convert your workshop attendees or something like that. So people know more specifically who it's for. Here's another idea if you were trying to help people to get clear on their niche or their messaging or their offers. You could say offers that sell. Create a coaching package so clear your ideal clients can't say no. So that's obviously for coaches. It's obviously about creating an offer or a package, a coaching package. Those are some ideas. ChatGPT gave me those. I would probably fool around with them a little bit more, but it can help you get started if you are struggling with titles and subtitles. So just remember, your title is the doorway to your event. No one's opening the door if you don't answer that question, what's in it for me? And if they don't open the door, they'll never see the brilliance inside. So stop trying to be clever and start being clear. Speak directly to the problem your people are facing and show them there's a solution. That's how you get them to stop scrolling and actually start signing up and showing up. So I hope that this was helpful, and I will open up the chat if anybody has anything they would like to ask or share. Let me go find it. Oh, we have a title in here. Hang on, let me go get that. Oh, there we go. Okay. So does anybody have a comment or a question? Feel free to unmute. Raise your hand. I'm going to read Dr. Delphina's thing here. Title, Lead with Joy, Strengthen Self-Leadership in Challenging Times. Nice. Subtitle, Walk Away with Mindset Tools to Stay Grounded in Your Values, Reframe Setbacks, and Lead with Clarity and Confidence. That's okay. I'd probably shorten it a bit and change it to get mindset tools. I don't know if I would list all three of those in the subtitle, but get mindset tools. What's the outcome here? They're going to what? They're going to, the ultimate outcome. Maybe it's get mindset tools. Oh, you're changing it. Gain mindset tools to stay grounded, lead with clarity. Tools to lead with clarity, confident. Yeah, there you go. Stay rooted in values and the practical mindset tools. Lead with clarity no matter the challenge. These are all pretty good.
It's all ChatGPT.
Okay. And if you have like a number of tools, if you're going to do 3 or 5 or whatever, those numbers really help a lot. So you could say gain 3, I don't know, game-changing mindset tools. Stay grounded and lead with clarity, or
It almost seems like I really appreciate that you have created the framework or the formula because then it's easier just to put in. And as a workshop facilitator, what I see is And when you say like, if I'm going to do 3 things or whatnot, it's almost like what my slide deck is. It's what my slide deck is. And this is my objective, my instructional objective, 1, 2, 3. That's what it feels like. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anybody else? Thoughts, ideas? Was this helpful? I'm going to put in here the link to my workshop. We're going to dive into this stuff a lot more. Virtual Edge. Any of you ever come to my workshop?
No,
Yes.
I have not.
Okay, come, because it's
This was good because it just had me rethink my last 3 titles I had. I thought they were really good, but now I think there's going to be minor changes to them. So thank you.
yeah, great. It's amazing how this one piece is a game changer and can totally double your conversions, your show up rate, everything or more. And it seems simple and easy, and it's not one thing that people, unless they understand how to do it, they don't put a lot of thought into it. They just come up with, a title they like and go on, not realizing how important it is. So it's a key piece, and it can take a little bit of noodling around and trying different things out to hit it, but it's like the subject line in an email that's needs to be thought through, and it needs to hit those emotional markers and almost the psychology, what people are saying to themselves when they're looking at titles. And it's always, what's in it for me? Why should I spend my time doing this, right? Why should I go to this? And if it's not clear, it's too generic and too broad, your people will be like, I don't know. They'll just scroll right on by. So,
Earlier you mentioned, I believe, if I can say this right, you did say something about the title gives you people a reason to RSVP to the event and then show up. I think the show up is a follow up, and that may be a little bit different, right?
yes, that's right. Well, there is a whole strategy to getting people to show up. So the first part of promoting an event is getting them to sign up. And
Sure.
then you've got to have a strategy to get them to show up. But the title and subtitle can still help with them showing up because, again,
course.
I mean, you think about the things that you've signed up for and went to. How much did the title and subtitle play into catching your attention, keeping your attention, motivating you to go because it gave this promise that you really wanted, right?
Sure. I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah. So you can like repeat the title and the subtitle as you're sending out your reminder emails and you're texting people and continuing to, really motivate people to actually come and continue to talk about the results they're going to get. What, like, there's a lot of things to kind of create that excitement and that anticipation, little posts or emails or texts or whatever that are things like, hey, this is one piece we're going to talk about, you know, and give them a sneak peek. Here's one little tip we're going to give you, or here's a step, one of the steps of the method or the formula, so that you're continually telling them what they're going to get out of it, how it's going to solve a problem for them. Awesome. Great. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. And I hope I see some of you at the Virtual Edge workshop coming up soon. We'll dive into this in a lot more detail. And I will see you again if you come back on Monday for another Speak Easy Cafe. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Janelle.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Thank you.